It is a beautiful morning. How is it going, boys and girls? Welcome back to Key West Waterman. My name is Aaron Young. Today, we are after the elusive Wahoo. Got out here early. Finally got some clean water. I've got Jake and Derek with me. You actually met these guys. How long ago was that?
April
April?
Year. Yeah.
I can't tell nowadays if it's been 5 years or 1 year, but it was apparently last April, so almost a year. So I went up there and did some diving with them on Jake's boat. Jake's Offshore Adventures up in Islamorada. He does spearfishing charters. But today
the viewers did too, man. Shout out to all the viewers that made it out with me after that video.
After seeing all them grouper, they were smart, or they would be dumb not to.
Oh, we got on them. I don't know if there's any left after that video.
But they came down to Key West this morning or last night, so we're gonna do some Wahoo diving today. Hopefully, that's the plan. The water looks nice and clean, so we figured we'd bring you along. We're gonna hope for Wahoo, and we'll kind of see how the day goes. Take it as it comes. But they're gonna do first drift. We'll get the current and everything down, and they've got cameras as well, so it should be a pretty action-packed day. I can see the bottom in 80, so that's a good sign. Enough talking. Let's go drift.
What's the kind of like the layout of the edge of the reef? Is there like a vent to it?
It's east and west. It's got a tiny bend, but it won't be for a while if you were to run into that. I'm gonna put you like 100 feet off the edge.
Watch that.
I'm in neutral.
Flashes?
I got him. Just hang on, someone hang on to him because the wind's gonna take him.
Yeah. Derek, you're it. Oh, it's beautiful.
Is it blue?
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Nice.
Low shot, Derek, low shot. No! Dude, heartbreaking.
What happened? It tore out?
Yeah, tore out.
Was this solo?
Solo just came right in on the buzz box.
Dang.
I know. I got him blue in the belly. It ripped like right out.
Oh no. Well, that was quick. They were in the water 5 minutes maybe. Welcome back underwater, everybody. As always, thanks so much for tuning in. This episode was so action-packed. It was so much fun. So many crazy scenarios with sharks and Wahoo, and it's one of those ones you just have to see to believe. And the cool thing is all of us had cameras on while in the water, so we got pretty much everything that we saw and happened. Just really a really crazy day.
Oh, crap. What's the last time you seen it this blue?
It's been a while. This is crazy blue.
Yeah,
I can see the sand. Yeah, I'd be surprised if we don't have at least a few opportunities today. Here, I can hang on to the flasher. So as always, we'll talk about a few scenarios. We'll let some of the clips run raw. Not only do I want to educate and entertain in these videos alongside inspire, but I would like you guys to feel like you're there with me. I want you to feel as if you experienced this day with me. So that is my goal. So this is my first drift, second drift of the day. And we're in the water maybe 10 minutes and one comes up behind me. So I fling my throw flasher, And I think it's going to come in and give me the shot. And I always talk about this. If you, like, whoever has the right of way, especially if you're in the water with a buddy, as you should be, um, once a fish gets past your 50, it's no longer your fish if it's going towards your friend. So you can see fish came into me. I can see it's on its way out. It's passing me. So I'm signaling to Jake. So I'm going to pull back, let him drop on this fish and see if he can get a shot on it. And you'll see he lines up, takes a shot, and it's hard to tell. The gun did not shoot as it should. I'll do my angle as well. You can see this. And we figure out later he was having an issue with this gun. He takes a shot and the gun, the shaft just really doesn't, it almost just falls out of the gun. It doesn't go all the way. And we were unsure as to what was going on. We talk about it later and figured out, you'll hear, but took a shot, spooked it. The fish actually came back around. I flung my flasher back out. I've had it happen a few times. Normally when you shoot, they're gone, but I've had a couple of them get curious and come back, so I figured I'd give it a try, but unfortunately, it did not end up panning out for this one. You can see it came back around to look at me. It almost leaned into me for a second and then decided it knew what I was up to. Those are desperation wiggles. They almost never work.
I put a new shaft in it. It's a little bit heavier. So I don't know if that's why I probably hit the other one too low.
I don't know. That didn't look normal though. Like that thing came out and died immediately.
No, it did not feel right when it shot.
How many came in?
He let one go by me. I don't know how. I just saw the one. It gave me a really good shot.
It came in behind me, and I was working on it, and it went past my 50, so I started hollering at him, and he intercepted it, but
he played it perfect because it swam right to me.
Yeah.
I go to
How
shoot
many?
it.
there's just one.
Just the one?
Yeah, I go to shoot it, and my shaft just goes here, like coasted at it.
So we did a nice long drift there. So I had one come in. You saw the clip. Jake's gun, he added a heavier shaft to it, right?
Yeah.
Throws it all out of whack, so it was not shooting as it should have been. So
Completely different. Which is why I was low on that first
Yeah.
fish, is because I was close. It's just the gun wasn't shooting right.
yeah,
That's what happens. Got to get your gear right.
absolutely. But
Lesson to be
water still looks good. We've seen two. It's not firing, but we've seen a couple, so we're gonna give it a few more drifts and see what happens. Sometimes you just got to put the time in and float like a man.
All right, boys, don't do what I did.
I know. I need some sashimi. I've had Wahoo like twice this entire year to eat. I'm hungry.
Sorry, guys, I failed you.
It happens, dude.
Oh yeah.
It won't be the last time. I promise you that.
I promise I do shoot them though.
So this is third drift of the day, maybe 30 minutes in. I actually had another Wahoo come in right at the beginning of this drift, and it was so far out and so deep the camera didn't even pick it up. It wasn't having anything that I was giving it. I was working the flasher, wiggling everything, dropping down on it. Nothing worked. But a big school of yellowjack came in, and I thought about shooting one, and I was like, you know what? If I shoot one, a Wahoo's going to swim by, or maybe I can get some good karma by letting him swim. So I decided I'd let him swim and just kind of enjoy the scene. Always a treat to see these. They stack up all along the reef in the wintertime. You'll see giant, giant schools of them. Right after they came by me, Derek got the same treatment. This is Derek's cam. So about 10-15 minutes later, I see the yellow jacks coming back in. I wasn't feeling as patient and generous. I figured maybe I was being a little greedy, and a lot of times you play the greedy game and you end up going home empty-handed, and I do love yellow jack. They are amazing. So I decided I'd drop down and try and shoot one of the smaller ones. In the blue water like this, it can be extremely deceiving trying to judge size, and I was trying to pick like an average to smaller one, and I kind of picked it more so because it was closer, but it looked like one of the smaller ones compared to some of the other ones, and it ended up being a pretty big yellow jack. I think they're all great, but I personally, if I'm going to eat one, I want it to be between 6 to 12 pounds, maybe 6 to 10. As always, brain and bleed. And you'll see I go to bleed this fish, and where I shot it actually bled the fish. You see not a whole lot comes out. That's normally when all the blood will come running out, but where that spear hit it pretty much bled it. Let me get him real quick. The old yellow wahoo. That school came in. You saw the yellow jacks, like the hundreds of them?
No, I just sat there and they swam all around me.
They did. So they did the first time. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let them swim. Good karma.
Yeah.
Maybe a wahoo will swim by, and like 5 minutes went by, and they came back by, and I was like,
Yeah.
fool me twice.
It's their time.
I was like, I gotta eat something. So that last trip was like, it looked so good. We saw two. They just weren't coming in. All the bait you could ever need. Bonita, yellow jack, rainbow runners, biofish, yellowtail, bonita, cerro mackerels, everything. The wahoo we are seeing are just being a little sketchy, so we're gonna keep putting our time in, and hopefully we get a good opportunity here.
We'll get one in the boat, don't you worry.
I'm not leaving with that one. Last time I said that I left with that one, so I'm not gonna say that. So the rule on the boat is if you shoot a wahoo, you take a turn driving. If you miss one or tear out of one, you take a turn driving. And technically Jake missed one and tore out of one, so he was up top for 2 rounds. So this is our next drift. This is actually such a wild clip. I still can't believe this happened. So we're hanging out maybe 20 minutes in the water, and this shark comes in, and right away I could tell something's abnormal about it. It's moving really slow, and I could tell something's around the gill area. So I dropped down because I wanted to try and intercept it, and I could see that it's got something wrapped around it. And it was pretty funny. Me and Derek had the same thought. We were going to try and get this off, but I dropped down towards it, and I can tell right away it's heading directly towards Derek. This is Derek's camera. And it was almost like, a lot of times sharks will come and check you out, but this shark was pretty much like, hey dude, can you give me a hand here? You can see it comes right next to him. You can see it's got something plastic wrapped around its gills. Must have happened when the shark was much smaller, and as the shark started to grow, it's starting to cut into the shark's skin and into its body and really compress the gills. And eventually, I'm confident to say that eventually it would have killed the shark. So Derek drops his gun right away, grabs his knife, and this is just an insane clip. I never in a million years thought this fish, I've tried this so many times to cut stuff off of sharks, it almost never works. And this shark really laid down, let him come in on him, and he gives it all his effort, catches up to it, and is able to get his knife under it, and he cuts it loose. I couldn't believe it.
Dude! Epic! Wow! I had the same thought. I thought never in a million years.
He swam right up to me.
I thought never in a million years is he's gonna let you get close enough. I can't believe
that.
that.
He swam right up to me, and then he thought he didn't want to do it.
That was so cool, dude. I was thinking, when he first swam up, I was like, dude, that has gotta suck.
And this shark hung out for a few more minutes, just kind of swam circles around us. It was pretty neat. And I know a lot of people don't like sharks. There are days that I curse sharks up and down, but I don't want any animal to suffer. I don't care what it is. I can only imagine how much of a relief it was for the shark to have that cut off.
That was cool.
Saving the sharks, huh?
I know. They owe me one. You better not bite me from now on.
Alright, well that's pretty cool. Derek got one of those things that wrap around like a cardboard box when you ship them, those little plastic things. It was wrapped up in the shark's gills and cut it out. That's pretty cool.
So after all the hype with the shark died, we drifted, I don't know, I lose track of time, maybe another 30, 45 minutes. And if you've ever drifted for Wahoo, there's several stages of drifting for Wahoo. The main two for me are the imagination stage and the boredom stage. The imagination stage, your mind starts making everything look like Wahoo. Jellyfish rays from the sun, seaweed on the corner of your eye. That's one of the most frustrating ones. And another one is the boredom phase, where you start thinking about shooting things you typically wouldn't shoot. So I'm heavy in the boredom phase. We've been drifting for a while, and I see a really nice Cero mackerel come in, and I drop down super laser focused on it. I got tunnel vision right on this Cero mackerel, and I haven't dropped in probably 45 minutes, and something to my left catches my eye, and it is a Wahoo that had already come in to check me out as I dropped, and once it realized what I was doing, it had already turned and was on its way out, and it wouldn't even give me a look. I thought it was really funny. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little upset about it at the time, but I couldn't believe the timing of floating for that long, doing one drop, and the second I do that drop is when a Wahoo comes in. So it was pretty funny, but that's how the drift ended on this one. So we're gonna try another spot. It's been, I don't know, we're seeing some singles here and there. I cannot believe the timing of that. I know I sound like I'm complaining, but I did an hour-long drift. I did one drop on a Cero mackerel, and a Wahoo swims up behind me when I'm focused on a Cero mackerel. Just bad luck, I suppose. But we're not giving up. It is noon o'clock. Like I said, we're gonna try a different spot. Maybe work back this way later. We've seen a few fish, but it definitely slowed down.
We're gonna get one.
We're gonna get one. All right, you're just outside of it. It's like right here. Let it rip. Whew. The boys are gonna hop in, take a shift. I'm gonna take 5. These fish will drive you crazy. Somehow I managed to not shoot one yet this season. You've been watching, you've been hearing me talk about it. I normally shoot quite a few, so it feels a little weird. Trying to get the monkey off my back at this point. I heard somebody holler and heard a throw flasher go, but I couldn't hear what he said. So Jake was a Wahoo magnet this day. I'm kidding you not. He did 3 drifts, and within 5-10 minutes of each drift, he saw a Wahoo. It was crazy. So he had just jumped in on this spot, just got set up, and a Wahoo swims by. And he drops down and puts a good shot on it, and it's showtime.
Yeah, baby. That's a nice one.
Derek got the fancy camera out, got some pretty cool shots of the Wahoo coming in. The third person stuff is always a treat.
Yeah, baby. Let's go. Hey, the Who 62, baby.
Yeah, baby. Right on. New spot. He was in the water maybe a minute, if that.
I'll do the old Key West waterman slide into the...
Yeah, baby.
I couldn't believe it.
Just sitting there.
Hey, thank you. My first Key West Wahoo.
Just gotta repay the favor, you know?
All right, time for me to be Bodie for the rest of the day.
You're a magnet today, man. On the Who 6'2". Third time's the charm, baby.
I told you I could shoot.
Give me some. That's awesome,
I was like, I'm looking, and I'm like, no way, that's a Wahoo. Like, it looked like a weird...
You were in the water for 30 seconds.
Yeah, it just looked like it was floating. It was like sitting straight at me. And I'm like, it looks like a Wahoo, but I don't think that's a Wahoo. And then it started like kicking, and I saw its little kick. I'm like, Derek, Wahoo. So like, I threw the bonita, and he was just covered right to the buzz bomb anyway, so I just took a dive, and I plugged him right from the top down.
Perfect.
I was about to pull the trigger, and I'm like, wait. Okay. Boom.
Mental exhale.
Yeah, mental.
Love it, dude. We're on the board.
Dude, thank you so much.
Just
That was
to-
awesome, Aaron.
Just to keep YouTube land real, it is 12:40 in the afternoon. That is our first Wahoo. We've been out here. What time we get out here? Like 6:30? We put our time in. Good karma for the shark. I told you.
Dude, I like the Who 62.
I was gonna have a sandwich,
Good
but
job,
now,
John.
now I'm gonna. Yeah, right. It's a sweet gun,
That's
isn't
a
it?
sweet gun. I like it.
I was gonna have a sandwich, but now I feel a little inclined to get back in the water. Every year, this bending over gets harder and harder. No, I chunked it up on the last one. I got a plastic one. Hopefully I see one.
All right, good luck, boys.
So after a few drifts on the spot, Jake shot his. We decided to move back to where we were in the morning. We saw more fish there. Sort of calmed down. The tide came in. And we figured we'd give it another shot. And I'm not lying. We're in the water again. 5 minutes. And Wahoo show up. This time it was actually a small school. Derek saw him first. And you could hear he hollered at me, Wahoo. Typically if we're separated, we just let each other know there's Wahoo in the area so you can be on alert. So I'm on Derek's right side. These fish come in on his left side. And I'm going to show you both clips so you can see how I approach this. They come in on his left side. He did exactly what he should have done, threw his throw flasher out in front of him. Unfortunately, they didn't turn. They kind of stayed out and just did a bubble around him. So at this point in time, I can't really see where they're at yet, but I know that they're heading my way based on his behavior. So I drop down, get to their depth. This is Derek's camera, obviously. But you can see I'm on Derek's right, and I can see they're coming around him and they're coming into me. So first thing I do is when I first start to see them, as I get down to their depth, I had already flung my throw flasher, and we'll cut to my camera. There's my shot. We'll go back. I don't see the fish yet. I'm repeating myself, but I want to try to paint the whole picture here. You can see Derek drop, so I know that he sees the fish. They're in his field of view. I don't see him yet. Now he planes out. I know about how deep they are, so I fling my flasher about where I think they're going to go. Patiently waiting. I don't want to burn my breath too early, and I get my first sighting of my first Wahoo. So I drop down, get to their depth, and then kind of just sit there, see what they're going to do. I see this one going to the left. I think this is going to be the one I'm going to take. And this other one just gives me the go-ahead. I know this is my fish. It's coming right in on me. Wait till it goes broadside, and bang. And my fish takes off. So this actually took a turn that I was not expecting. I've had a lot of fish come at me. I've never had this close of a call, and I'll explain why. So I'm going to play this in slow motion, and then I'll play it in full speed, because you can actually hear the fish in the camera. The fish was so close to me, you can hear it swimming, which is insane. But I'm chasing this fish. I think it's just going to keep going, and I look down, and the fish and a shark is coming directly at me, full speed. So I'm going to slow this down and explain why this is dangerous. This Wahoo is trying to hide behind me. It has a line on it. The shark is trying to eat the Wahoo. Now, if this Wahoo does a circle around me, jumps around my back, wraps the line around my neck, my arm, my leg, whatever, goes back down, I'm going to have a very hard time fighting this. And if the shark grabs it, I'm pretty much probably going to die or be very seriously injured. Somehow, this fish goes around my back twice, in front of my face, does loops. You can see the line and the shaft twirling all around, and it does not get me. So listen, you can hear the fish swim by. And it drops straight back down. How that did not tangle me, I don't know. I'm extremely experienced when it comes to this. This happened so fast, it was out of my control. If that fish would have done the wrong loop, I would have been wrapped in the line and been in a very serious predicament. But luckily, it did a couple circles around me, jumped over my back, and went straight back down, and I didn't have any issues. I really couldn't believe it watching this back. I didn't realize at the moment how close it was until I was able to watch the video back. So the shark is lingering. The shark's reacting off of movement. It sees me moving. The fish is obviously moving. The fish took off, so it doesn't really know what to go after at this point. You can see it's kind of just lingering. But fish buries the floor, or goes straight down again. I get hands on it or on the line, and because the shark was so aggressive, I want to get this up as quickly as I can. And I was really surprised that this fish came up as quick as it did, and I didn't realize as to why until after. Typically, you're going to do a big run, you'll work them halfway up, they'll do 1 or 2 more small runs. But luckily, and I thought I had a really thin shot, and I did, but luckily I shot the fish right in the heart. So the entire time it was swimming, it was bleeding out as well. And that collar is a very thick piece of meat and bone, so it was a great holding shot, and fish came right up, got my hands on it. And as always, brain and bleed. And you'll see when I go to bleed this fish, not a whole lot comes out because of where I hit it. But I finally got the monkey off my back for this season. Starting to get worried there. The curse is broken. Jake just had to dip his toes in the water before we got in. I'm on the board, baby. I still got it. Uh-oh. I spoke too soon. I tried to right-hand a left-hander. Here we go. There we go. Thanks for the toe dip, brother.
Oh, you're welcome. My lucky toe.
That was awesome. They came in so nice. That's how I remember Wahoo spearfishing being. They just come in, you do your thing, give them a little hand movement. Oh, wow. That's what it's all about.
Nice one.
So much fun. Look at this.
Nice 35 pounder right there.
I shot it in the heart, literally. When I hit it, it went right there and out here.
You're such a heartbreaker, Aaron.
I know. I thought it was gonna tear out. I hit it low. I just got excited and I took a little bit of a low shot. I can't wait to watch that clip back to see what happened with that shark. But yeah, I definitely got lucky on it holding there.
Love
and he
that.
came right up to me first pass. He didn't do a second run because he bled out so much. If I would have hit him that thin anywhere else and he was still full steam, he would have torn out. But I will take it.
You were literally diving, you were throwing your flashes on the Wahoo, and they're all over the radio like, yep, Aaron's on them. Yep, they're diving, throwing flashers. Yeah, he's shooting the fish. There's definitely a few around.
Nice.
Love
We're not done.
Love that.
Yeah, those
I feel relieved. The boys are going back. We've got a front coming in, so we got to get all our diving in today. Let it rip.
Pretty good. Yeah, good.
Right where I want you. That was awesome. Make sure you hit the power button, Jake, when this Wahoo swims by, okay?
Yes.
Jake, throw your flasher. Well, it's the smallest one, but I got it. Yeah, we got 4 under us right now. We're gonna shark on it.
Isn't it cute?
That thing's a child.
This was the last one in the freaking school.
Oh my
The
gosh.
only one that came close.
Hey, we all
enough.
got one. That's a banner day in my book if everybody on the boat gets a Wahoo.
That you can't make that up.
No, seriously. Well, we are done out here. We got a very happy box. What a day, just slicked out completely. Thanks for coming along, fellas. Wherever you are, I can't see you. Derek, thanks for coming. Jake, thanks for coming. Got the monkey off my back.
Yeah, baby.
I thought I was gonna go Wahoo-less this season.
Now with Jake around, y'all want
Just had a
one,
dunk.
give me a call.
Just gotta dunk his toe in the water. This guy's a Wahoo magnet. But we're done out here. We're gonna get cruising back, and we've got Wahoo to eat. We'll see you in a bit. Patience and persistence. That's how it came together, my friend. We didn't give up. We're out of here. The elusive Wahoo.
Fish.
Not bad, huh?
Yeah, it's beautiful. Are you chumming it up? I mean, cubing it up for bait? Or
Oh.
you eating it?
No way. This is one of the best eating fish out there.
No, I agree. I thought maybe you had it in that freezer over there.
No, I just steak it like this. I like to take it down in sections. It's a little easier, in my opinion.
Look at that.
I do it like that.
That's beautiful.
Roll the bloodlines out.
Bro, Marcelo's not coming.
Hi guys, we're in the kitchen.
We're in the kitchen.
We're in the kitchen. I just wanted to show you guys our newest addition to the kitchen.
Newest kitchen addition.
kitchen. Oh.
Doesn't it fit?
It's a big butter. Our butter dish. I made it in a pottery class with my mom.
There you go.
All right, that was way more explaining than I need to do. Goodbye.
Alrighty. As Miss Madeleine said, we're in the kitchen. Excuse the appearance and the state of the house. It is a disaster. It has been. It's
We're a disaster.
Truth be told, it's probably 4 days after we shot those Wahoo. This week it turned into chaos, absolute chaos. It is 9:25 and we're just now starting to cook dinner. But long story short, or long story long, the other night I threw something together because again we were making dinner super late and I threw something together and we had planned a different recipe and Madeline was like, "Oh my gosh, you have to do this on the channel."
Oh, it was so good.
And I've never done it before. It just kind of something I threw together on accident, and so we're gonna make it again tonight. So she's got mashed potatoes on the stove. She's making mashed potatoes. In here I have 4 cloves of garlic, a tub and a half of cherry tomatoes chopped, and then some chopped up white onion, salt, pepper, and then I'm actually gonna add some oregano. And this is gonna sound a little weird. It just kind of popped in my head the other night. Again, I talk about using what we have. I just using what we had. And it doesn't really come to mind when you think of Wahoo or fish in general, but it's a really good sauce. So we're going to take this, roast these. Again, garlic, onion, tomato. We're going to roast it at 400 for probably 10 minutes, 12 minutes, something like that. And I'll see you back here in about 10 minutes. Something else I forgot. I didn't add this the other night, but I'm going to add it tonight because we like spice. I'm going to throw a red chili in there. Or you can just add some red chili flakes when you're blending this afterwards, but I had a red chili, so I'm going to throw it in there. So while we wait on that, we'll get our fish ready. We have our Wahoo. Love Wahoo. It's so good. When I'm cooking it, so a lot of times you're going to get it in loins, bigger cuts, thicker cuts. I like to cut it into little medallions. They're way easier to manage and way easier to cook to the right temperature without overdoing them or underdoing them. Now, if you're searing it, you can searing the whole loin's easy because you can still see the center. But if you're going to cook it all the way through, I suggest slicing it into medallions. And I normally keep it around, I don't know, 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch. Biggest thing is try to keep them uniform. How many do you want, baby? They're smaller, little silver dollars.
Take 4. Or it's late. Let's take 3.
If you can't tell, we are delirious. I'm tired. I can't tell what all I've said.
We're not showing you what's behind the camera either.
I'm out of it. This house looks like a bomb went off. I am tired.
Peak season in the Keys is a thing. And I'm ready for it to be over.
Madeleine's got houses flying every which way. I've been doing
Table, we
stuff
cannot
getting
see
ready
the
for the
table.
trip. Started a boat project that I shouldn't have done, and I'm elbows deep in it. Redoing probably should have filmed some of this. I'm redoing the entire anchor locker in the front, grinded it all the way down to the fiberglass, put in new foam, repainted it, the whole thing.
Yeah, I told him I shouldn't have started it.
I opened a can of worms, but that's where we're at.
Yeah, we leave for our trip in 2 weeks and like 2 days.
They'll probably see this will probably be out after or while we're on the trip actually.
Maybe like hi from Southeast Asia.
Yeah, we're going. I don't know if I've said it officially
Oh.
or publicly. We're going to Southeast Asia for the whole month of April. It's our official honeymoon that we've been saving up for. 2 years later. Better late than never.
Yes, and it's much needed because we're all tired. It'll be nice to just go and relax and unplug.
All right, so just a little bit of salt and pepper on these. Yeah, we'll throw a little bit of garlic powder on there. Just a little bit, teeny tiny bit. Follow your heart. All right, we're just gonna cook these. Don't overcook them. You already know that. Cast iron. Oh, yeah. Oh, look out. That's what I'm looking for. See how everything's starting to burn a little bit?
Yeah.
That's the good stuff. I can't remember if I said I put olive oil on these before I put them in. And if you haven't figured it out yet, essentially I'm just making marinara minus the
It's
basil.
It's like chunky, roasted, garlicky marinara.
But it's better when you
It's not.
It's better when you make it fresh. And I do leave it chunky.
Yeah, it's like super chunk. Ooh, you should only put in half, blend that, and then have these extras just chunked in there. I'm tired. Just ignore me.
Backseat cooking.
I'm gonna watch the Wahoo.
Backseat cooking over here. Oh yeah, keep an eye on the Wahoo. So let these cool a little bit before you put them in the thingy. I'm impatient and really hungry. They're getting there, almost done. Pretty much right when you see that little clear section go away, or right before, pull them off. Alright, so we're just gonna lightly blend this. If you want it really creamy, you can blend it completely. I like it chunky, personally. And be careful, you shouldn't do this with super hot stuff. You can see, nice and, well, hopefully you can see. Nice and chunky still. If you need a little extra oregano, you can add a little extra. I'm gonna do just a smidge more. So this is, I'm not gonna lie to you, this is kind of a weird one.
But really, really
And we
good.
threw this together because this is what we had the other night. We had leftover potatoes and we had onions and tomatoes. And this isn't really about the Wahoo. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. This
You're
is
gonna marinara coat it.
I'm gonna marinara coat it. This, you could put this on anything. Chicken, steak, salad. Like, it's a nice chunky, just super flavorful sauce. Just fresh marinara. And it is great.
See, I guess I didn't think about marinara because I just...
Sorry. People at home are gonna be like, what the heck are they smoking?
This is what happens when you're
You
really
wouldn't
tired.
you wouldn't think marinara and mashed potatoes, first off. And then you throw fish on it and that just really throws a curveball.
Ooh, we should have put some cheese on top.
Oh man.
Will's uncle would
Uncle
definitely
Joe's
lose his mind.
Somewhere is freaking out. It's really good.
But
You could put the sauce on anything.
I was just gonna say, you think about like, this is such an easy meal to whip up, and you could do it with chicken or pork chops or whatever.
Just over veggies.
Veggie, yeah,
I'm not
It's
lying. I could
so
just
good.
eat the mashed potatoes and the sauce.
it's so good.
Look at that Wahoo though. Cooked to perfection.
Ooh, you know what'd be really good?
I don't.
Babe, you do know.
Oh, crunchy salt. I'm just gonna have to get you shirts that say, but it needs crunchy salt.
Do. Just like a, just a little.
Wow. But that is all I have. I'm so tired. I'm gonna sit down and eat this and go right to sleep. Thank you for coming along. Any questions? First hour of the videos I get on there and answer questions. This episode was really wild. I kind of sat down and thought about it and like, what just an insane day. The shark save, the
one
Wahoo,
darting
the
you.
Wahoo charging at me. I don't know if I got it on camera. I saw a giant hammerhead shark, but it was kind of far away.
The shark was the best part.
I know.
That was so
That was
cool.
really cool.
He's telling me the story, and I'm like, have almost tears in my eyes because I'm just thinking like he's about to tell me like this is, he swam away and he's gonna have to live out his life like that. And then he told me that they got it cut off. I couldn't even believe that.
Could you imagine what that felt like though?
Oh my gosh.
You're like having a piece of beef jerky in your tooth for like 10 years. And then it coming out.
Ooh, a piece of corn. That hurts.
Yeah.
Beef jerky, that's random.
Beef jerky gets stuck in your teeth.
Okay, I'm gonna end
Anyways.
this before I
Yeah,
make anything.
we're outta here.
other.
Thank you guys.
Any other stupid comments?
We'll see you on the next one.
Beef jerky? What? That's so random.
Steak. Like that's the most common thing that gets stuck in your tooth.
Really?
At least me.